This is a review of the new Alienware AW3420DW gaming monitor. When there's no video signal sent to the monitor, you press and hold the third button on the back, and the monitor goes into a test mode, and you can cycle through colors and check for dead or stuck pixels. And I lucked out, I have 0 stuck or dead pixels. Here I'll try to show the backlight bleed. There's a little bit of glow in each corner. It's most noticeable right there. And it actually shows up worse in the camera. In real life it doesn't look this bad. And during normal usage you never see any of that backlight bleed. Out of the box, the monitor comes super bright and the colors are oversaturated. So after messing with it a few days, this is what I ended up. I lowered the brightness to 20%. In the presets modes, I set it to game 1. And then I changed all the colors down to 40%. And it made it a lot more realistic compared to the oversaturation. I really like all the screen real estate. Editing videos, you get so much more room for stuff compared to the small size of my laptop screen. During normal usage, the monitor uses about 27 watts of electricity. When it goes into standby mode, it uses 17 watts. I did have a problem with this power saving mode. I ended up having to turn it off because sometimes the monitor, when it would go into deep sleep, it wouldn't wake up. And I'd have to press a button on the back for it to reinitialize. But once I set it to off, that fixed the problem. The monitor will still go to sleep. It just doesn't go into that deep sleep state. The backlighting is kind of cool, but it's not very bright. The only thing I changed is I turned this power light off because it's kind of annoying. It's like right into your eyeballs. There's also a major design flaw that involves this power light. Even though you can turn it off in the settings, when the monitor goes to sleep, that thing is automatically on and it pulses. And there's no way to turn it off. And the light is like a laser beam. My bed is across the room, so at night if I wake up, I can kind of see this. And the thing that's most annoying is that it's always pulsing, so it kind of catches your attention. At first I tried to put a little sticker on there, and it kind of like diffuses the glow. But really the final solution was just to turn it off completely. The button feels like a smartphone power button. It's a tiny little clicky button. So at night, before I go to bed, I just power off the monitor. I also created my own custom bias light. And this slips onto the frame of the monitor stand. There's a good inch clearance on all sides of the bulb. And it's just a piece of wood with a light socket and a 4-watt LED bulb. And this bulb barely gets warm. It's just a touch of warmth. And I got this from an old scrapped light fixture. So I started out with a prototype, made this one, but I didn't get the center right. The bulb was a little off to the left. So this was the final frame. It helps reduce eye strain. Here it is without the light. Here it is with the light. This is with just the monitor backlight. And this is with that bias light. Something really useful is the Alienware Monitor User's Guide. You can download it from DELL. it pretty much shows you everything you need to know on how to operate the monitor. Here's the box it comes in. There's little illustrations of how you're supposed to unbox it. And right on top is an instruction sheet. Inside that box, you get your cables, some paperwork, and this back cover thing. On the stand, there's a little screw that you can do by hand. The bottom of the stand has rubberized pads. Now you pull back this paper, and these prongs up at the top go into these two slots first, and then you kind of angle it down so these things latch into these two spots, and later, if you want to remove it, you press that button and it releases. And it's really easy to move the stand with just one hand. You can also adjust this part of the angle. At the lowest setting, where the screen starts, is about 3 1/4 inches. And at the highest level, it's about 8 1/2 inches. From the very front edges of the stand to this little hump in the back is exactly 11 inches. The outer edges of the monitor frame are exactly 32 inches wide. The power cord is 5 feet 8 inches long. This is a little joystick. And then your buttons. In the bottom right corner is the power button. This is the Alienware light, the back stand lighting, and underneath you can touch and a little light comes on. My review is kind of limited because I'm using a laptop and all it has is an HDMI output, but it does work. I'm limited to 60 Hertz. My laptop is 4 years old and it's kind of slow. It's got a 960M graphics card, so when I play games, I do duplicate, and this is 1080p. You hit the Windows and P key, and a little window pops up and you can choose duplicate or second screen only. And 1080p looks pretty good even on this big monitor upscaled. And after I'm done gaming, I switch it back to second screen only. And the monitor goes to 3440 by 1440. So stay tuned. In a couple months I'll have my new desktop, so I'll be able to use this to its fullest potential. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll try to address them there, and also in the next video. I'll do another video on this monitor.